Look, I know what you're thinking. I can't lose muscle by doing cardio because I don't do cardio. Skull emoji. Which, yes, that is correct. But if you don't do cardio, you also cannot gain any muscle from it. It might not seem like it, but you would be very surprised how big of an impact the regular cardio sessions have on your physique. That's why everyone should do cardio, because I'm pretty sure that you want to look good, right? So I'm gonna show you exactly what you should do to not lose any muscle while you do cardio. Because this myth that cardio is killing your gains can actually be true, but only if you make these crucial mistakes. And especially the one mistake I'm about to show you at the end. So let's take a look at the cardio mistakes that make you lose all your hard-earned muscles. One of the biggest muscle destroying mistakes is definitely doing cardio right before your gym session, or very close to it. It's pretty obvious that exerting a lot of energy right before your workout is not a great idea. Because less energy means worse performance, and worse performance means less reps, and less reps means less gains. And that's not what you want. And most importantly, the quality of the reps will take a dip. Plus, you also won't be as mentally sharp as if you didn't do cardio before your workout. And sometimes being mentally fresh is even more important than being physically fresh. Because the battle you experience every time you go to the gym is most of the time with your brain and not so much with your muscles. And I of course don't even need to mention that once you are not able to fully focus on the task at hand, the risk of injury goes way up. So what you should do instead is separate your cardio and lifting sessions by at least 6 to 8 hours, or in the best case scenario, just do them on separate days. This way you can completely prevent the issue of absolutely messing up your workout. I personally do my lifting sessions and my cardio sessions on completely different days, as it is definitely the best approach. And let's be honest, if you gotta spend half of your day at school or work, it's then kind of difficult to do both weights and cardio in the same day, while also keeping the 6 to 8 hour pause between them. Because by that time you will be probably already laying in bed. It's up to you which way you decide to go, but just keep in mind that you don't want to mess up your workout by running a damn marathon right before that. Otherwise, you will end up looking like a marathon runner. And I don't think that's what you want. The next big mistake is simply doing too much cardio. You might think that there is no such a thing as too much of a good thing, but if you care about your muscle, there definitely is such a thing. Extremely long and grueling cardio sessions will make your muscles disappear faster than your father when he found out there is no milk in the fridge. So what qualifies as doing too much cardio? Well, it kind of depends on the type of activity and your personal level of fitness. I can tell you that I personally do roughly 60 minutes of racking every other day. And I would consider that a lot of cardio, as it requires great attention to recovery to handle it. But if your cardio of choice is walking, for example, then you could probably get away with way more than if you did super intense bike races, for example. It's up to you to recognize if you are doing too much cardio, which really isn't that difficult. Generally, if you are doing more than 4 longer cardio sessions per week, you are probably doing too much cardio. Which nicely segues into our next mistake, which is thinking that you can out-cardio a bad diet. If you want to, for example, do an extra swimming session because you know that you will be attending your friend's birthday party on the weekend and there is gonna be some yummy food, then go ahead and get in that extra swimming session. You are more than welcome to do that. But if your whole diet is built in a way that you have to burn thousands of calories every day to keep up with it, then you are just waiting for disaster to happen. You have to realize that yes, cardio can be good for shaving off some extra calories. But in order to lose weight, you have to be in a calorie deficit by default. You can't create a weight loss diet and be 1000 calories in a surplus and then say, I'm gonna burn 1500 calories every day by doing cardio so I can be in a deficit. Yes, the math theoretically checks out on paper. But if you try to do this in real life, you will find out that this is not a weight loss diet, my friend. That is a bulking diet with a little amount of cardio. The moral of the story is, you simply can't out-cardio a bad diet, or use cardio excessively as a tool to have more junk food. From time to time it's alright, but you just can't do that on a regular basis. You can ask me who's gonna carry the boats, but I know for a fact that it won't be you, because you will be too busy eating hospital food. But if you don't want to eat hospital food and you wanna stop guessing what is going on with your diet, I would highly recommend you check out my nutrition plans. They will take your hand and show you how to make your very own meal plan for either bulking, cutting, or just maintenance. Of course, with all those foods that you like. Everything is as simplified as I could have possibly made it. So if your diet is a mess, this is your calling to finally do something about it. Check the first link below. It's time for a change. Now it's time for the next mistake, which is doing fasted cardio. Maybe using the word mistake might be a little too harsh and the word myth would probably be a little better. Some of you for sure still think that doing cardio on an empty stomach is going to directly burn fat or something like that, but that is simply not true. Doing cardio on an empty stomach might actually be more harmful than beneficial. When you think about it more, your body needs fuel to perform at its best, right? And if you go do cardio on an empty stomach, you are missing that fuel, which will result in you performing a little worse, which means that you will burn less calories than if you ate something before that, because you simply can't perform as well when you are lacking the fuel. While the difference between fasted and normal cardio might not be that big, I would highly recommend at least eating a banana or a rice cake instead of going completely fasted. Because as you might already know, the primary fuel source for your body is carbs, and foods like bananas and rice cakes are perfect for that. You know, I get it, for some of you it might feel best when you go fasted, and that's fine. Whatever makes you stick to doing cardio is great. This is just something that you might want to consider. The next mistake is not tracking progress. You might think that progressive overload is only useful in the gym, but it's also very important when doing cardio. When you think about it, why would you keep on doing the same exact thing if you want to improve? Exactly, it makes no sense. It's not just doing cardio. You need to approach it in the same way you approach building muscle, with a goal and with a purpose. It doesn't matter what kind of activity you decide to do, you should track your progress on it. It could be your time, tempo, intensity, repetitions, or whatever else fits your type of activity. Not only that this will actually be so much more effective than doing the same exact thing over and over, but it's also going to be so much more fulfilling, because the human brain loves when the number goes up. And if you are having trouble sticking with doing cardio, tracking your progress and seeing the number go up can be something that will keep you going even if you don't really feel like it. Almost like if you were playing a video game and your power level kept on going up. It's simply addictive, and that's why you should not forget to track your progress when doing cardio. And now for the biggest cardio mistake of all, which if you do, you can say goodbye to your muscles. It's that crucial. You absolutely have to refeed after your cardio session. That should be the main thing you think about when it comes to this topic. You know that after a workout in the gym, you should have a post-workout meal, so why is your thought process different when you do cardio? I know, what a crazy concept, but if you don't refeed your body after you do cardio, you are about to get in trouble, as you really want to prevent your muscles from breaking down. So after you are done with your cardio session, try to get in a good amount of protein and carbs, which will help your body recover and repair muscles, instead of your body going catabolic and starting to eat itself. Once you keep all those tips in mind, you can be 100% sure that you will not burn off any of your hard-earned muscles, because these tips will cover all the bases necessary to build even more muscle, instead of breaking them down. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. Let me guess, there is a pretty cool video on the screen right now, right? Well, I guess you have to click it now.